Hello and greetings from the Superintendent's office. I'm Dr. Michael J. Martirano, the proud Superintendent of the St. Mary's County Public School System. We're starting something new this year. We are shining the light on our students and staff members with a new show entitled The Superintendent Spotlight. Today I'm absolutely delighted because we have one of our outstanding teachers with us, Miss Arlene Sachs, who is a first grade teacher at Leonardtown Elementary School. But just as important, this year she was selected as the St. Mary's County representative of the Teacher of the Year award for St. Mary's County, and of all the teachers, she was selected for this award. So Arlene, how are you on this fourth day of school?
Very fine.
Yeah.
It's been great.
Yeah.
It's been a very smooth opening.
Well, I'm glad to hear that, because this year we were just having some conversation prior to the this gathering here. The school system is humming on all cylinders this year. We're growing, and I know that you're experiencing some growth at Leonardtown Elementary School. I know you've had a lot of students come into the school system this year. Is that correct?
That is correct. We have large classes, but we're coping with it and doing the best we can.
Yeah, and you do. Arlene, I know that you've been a teacher in our school system for a number of years, and tell me a little bit about your history and your background and what brought you to the county. I know we've had some conversation about when you arrived in the county at a young age of 1 year old. Tell me a little bit about yourself.
Right. I was born in Baltimore, Maryland, and my parents came down to St. Mary's County when there was only one way in and one way out, and we didn't have the bridge. When I was about a year old, my father was a pharmacist, and he opened a pharmacy in Leonardtown that was called St. Mary's Pharmacy, which is no longer there. It's where Linda's Cafe and then the Old Town, I guess it's the cafe now or whatever. Anyway,
next to that movie theater.
Next to where the movie theater.
Okay,
he owned
okay.
the movie theater building as well.
Oh, really?
So he had a little bit of that corner. And then when he passed away, my mom moved back to Baltimore, but I stayed here because I had already entrenched in the county school system and I was not moving. So I stayed here and have been teaching in St. Mary's County schools. This is the beginning of my 35th year.
Say that again, your 35th year.
35th year, and all of them are at Leonardtown Elementary.
All of them at Leonardtown Elementary. And I really want to highlight a little bit about that, Arlene. One of the things that I'm so impressed with our employees, our teachers, all of our employees. And one of the things that I'm most proud about are the number of teachers and staff members who begin their employment here and stay with us for a number of years. That's a real rarity in this day and age. So having 35 years of experience is absolutely so valuable to our students and to our staff members because of that wealth of knowledge that you have. And that's remarkable. I mean, I salute you and your colleagues for the number of years of service, but there's a number of folk like that. That's phenomenal. And at the same time, all at Leonardtown Elementary.
All at Leonardtown Elementary. My brothers both went to that school as we were growing up when it was Leonardtown Middle, and I missed that. I was in Lexington Park at that point, living down there with my family, but we moved to Leonardtown and they went to that school. So it's kind of funny that I'm teaching there, even though it's gone through renovation now and everything, so it doesn't look quite the same.
Right. What do you think about that? Let's talk a little bit about that. There's several things I want to talk to you today, but let's talk about that renovation of that school. What do you think of that?
Oh, the renovation's great. We added the new office vestibule, and that is wonderful. It's very secure. We have the secretary sitting right there to greet everybody, so that's great. They moved a number of classrooms to different spots in the building, but virtually most of the classrooms are where they are. They added a couple classrooms to give us more space.
Right.
And then, unfortunately, we've had to add trailers because it hasn't been enough space, so we have relocatables in the back.
Because Leonardtown is a hot spot as far as growth. It's one of the development district areas and really growing. And so we've seen that expansion. I want to highlight a quick story. I was at the school for open house and ran into a couple who just moved here from Florida. And I think that little boy's a first grader. He might be in your classroom. And they were saying to me, this school is beautiful. How old is it? More than a year old? And I said, actually, it's one of the oldest schools that we have because it was the original high school. The renovations that were done through supporting services and design and construction have really transformed that school to a state-of-the-art school, which is beautiful. So people need to really drive over and see this really wonderful community school.
Yeah, it is gorgeous.
It is. Talk to me just a little bit. I've mentioned community school. Talk to me about the overall sense of teaching in a community school, that aspect of relationships with parents, and how that makes your job as a teacher.
I absolutely love being in the community school. Being there a number of years, I've taught children, and then now I've had, children of the children that I've had, and I'm not sure if I haven't had some grandchildren.
Right.
I have lots of I guess, background with a lot of families, and I know where they're coming from. It's just great when they come in, hey, Miss Sachs, and they all know me, and I know
Right.
them, and that's a great feeling, and it's just great to know the families that you're dealing with, day in and day out.
Well, it really is, that whole aspect of relationships and connections, and the fact that, you talked about being there and that sense of credibility that you have as a teacher and that level of trust. Now, I had the fortunate opportunity to review your application for Teacher of the Year for St. Mary's County, and I have to say, all the applications were very impressive. Yours stood out mainly because you had a lot of support from individuals who spoke so highly of you, and the different things that you've done as a teacher. Tell me, if you would, in a nutshell, what do you attribute your success as a teacher to? If you had to really hone down with it, because the essence of it is contained in your application, but what do you attribute your success for 35 years as a teacher in our county?
I think the success that I have is that I'm dedicated. I really stay after school, and I do all the activities that I can do. I've been on the PTA executive board since my first year, when my first principal put me on the executive board, and I've been a liaison with the PTA. I started the Citizen of the Month program
Right.
at our school, and I continue with that because I just love children, and I feel that we need to highlight the goodness that they have. I do after-school programs if they have them. I do some little tutoring opportunities that we have in the school when they come up. I just love the kids, and I just feel, that if I stay dedicated and put as much as I can into the kids, that, it's all going to come full circle, I guess, for the kids, for me, and everybody.
Right. Well, that's absolutely true. I mean, you used a very powerful word in your conversation there. You talked about being dedicated. There is no question that you and all of your colleagues are so dedicated to our children in St. Mary's County Public Schools. I mean, we have a phenomenal school system.
We do.
And I'd like to hear your perspective on that. I mean, give me sort of the compare and contrast to maybe how students have changed during your time as a teacher, and what you see some of the greatest needs now of students today versus maybe 20, 30 years ago. How do you think things have changed?
Wow. Well, I started off in 5th grade, and I find that with having the younger kids, I find that I have a lot of parent support.
Right.
The parents of the younger students tend to come into the school more than they do as they go up the grades. So pre-K through 2nd grade, you usually see a lot of parents. And when I taught 5th grade, I didn't see many parents
Right.
that first year, and I see more and more parents getting involved. They come in and they volunteer, and I think that that's a real important
Right.
aspect to teaching. I think the technology is real important. We didn't have that back when I first started
Right,
out.
right.
I remember watching PBS shows, to teach, phonics and some of the reading skills and things like that. But now, we have other programs that have taken that place, and we don't watch that much TV because we're getting to the technology and use that as our backup and teaching methods. I'm trying to think what else may be different. I guess the books are constantly changing and updating,
Right.
and of course for teachers, the things that we use to teach the MSCs, the Maryland's
Right.
Curriculum has changed over the years. It's gotten much more rigorous, much more high level.
Right.
I can't believe what they do in 1st grade.
Well, and that's a good thing to say, because you've also seen the evolution of us going from possibly times when there was no kindergarten way back in the days,
Right.
to half-day kindergarten, now to full-day kindergarten. So the intent of that was, as we accelerated that agenda in St. Mary's County, to make certain that students were moving quickly to develop their reading skills and the importance of that. So as you're receiving students in from 1st grade, are you seeing students more prepared coming to you
Wonderfully
from
prepared.
kindergarten?
Oh my gosh. And you know, I know they're talking about doing pre-K.
Absolutely, that's a big push of mine. I'd like to see that happen, universal pre-K.
I have kids that come in, they're not crying. Everything is just great. They are so ready for school. I have children reading way above grade level in first grade.
Oh, that's wonderful.
Just to start off. I have some that are at beginning readings.
System, my philosophy of that starts the elementary issue, starts at pre-K, getting our students ready to engage in a rich curriculum. So you have a big job.
We do, and I love when the light bulb goes on, when you see those children finally figure out the code.
Talk about that.
Oh,
you said talk about that. You talk about that light bulb going off.
Oh, you know, we work so hard on letters and sounds and sight words because you can't sound every word out. You have to have some sight words under your belt. And when they finally put all of that together and, hey, I can read that sentence. Oh, I can read that page. And you just see the smile come across their face. You know you've hit it, and that they're going to take off from there. And it is a great feeling. Well,
and there's the essence of what I wanted to capture. I have talked to so many elementary teachers. In many years, I was an elementary principal. And they talk about that decoding, and when that light bulb goes off, it's almost like a magical moment.
It is.
You know, getting every child across. So we recognize the importance of all of our interventions and placing more time on reading and more time for the development of math skills and the numeracy piece of it. So reading, literacy, and numeracy, very important. And your job as a first grade teacher, with your kindergarten teachers and pre-K teachers and second grade teachers, all critical, those primary stages of it. Well, Arlene, I've enjoyed talking to you today.
Oh, thank you.
Really enjoyed spending time. You are just one of our superstars. I am so proud of you as your superintendent, as you were recognized first and foremost as the Teacher of the Year for the St. Mary's County Public School System. You just are what I define the quintessential teacher. You represent all the good things about teaching. You love our children, you understand the curriculum, the pedagogy, and you build those relationships with families. And if we could bottle all those ingredients and give that out to every new teacher who comes into our school district, we would be head and shoulders above every other school district in the nation. And we're in pretty good state right now based upon our performance. So you know we're very proud of it. So I thank you for your time. I wish you all the success this school year. And ladies and gentlemen, I have fully enjoyed talking to Arlene Sachs, our Teacher of the Year for St. Mary's County Public School System. And as you can tell, she is just a master teacher at what she does. And our students every day benefit from her tutelage as well as all the other wonderful teachers in our school system. So as I've stated, I'm Dr. Michael Martirano, the superintendent of this wonderful school district. Have a great day. Thank you very much.